Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen on the RSI website. In preparation for Alpha 3.0 and a stats and database overhaul, they're producing a series of detailed posts about the new updated ship matrix that will be appearing on the website. This includes posts on careers and roles, which we'll talk about more in a moment because they had that first post out already, ship technical info, weapon hardpoints, turrets, SCU and cargo, ship mass, thrusters, ordnance hardpoints, other hardpoints, and variants and modules. So Item System 2.0 now allows them for a lot more customization and standardization for all items, equipment, weapons, shields, hulls, and comparing stats between all of the ships. When launched, the ship matrix will keep us as up to date as possible with the latest information, all available on the RSI website about all of the ships and vehicles. Ships in the Matrix will have stock items. These, for the most part, can be customized and other items used, allowing for lots of potential different builds and gameplay styles, some of which the ships were not originally designed for, I suppose. The idea being that you could have light fighters equipped in certain ways to be competitive or comparative with medium fighters, or ships that are mainly for exploration, also multi-rolling into another task. So careers and roles. There are currently 6 defined career groups that all ships at the moment will fall under in the ship matrix, although expect some to be added and this kind of career system to evolve. Combat. Exactly as the name implies, it's all about shooting and offensive damage to other ships, vehicles, and people on both ends of the legal spectrum, consisting of military surplus, militia converted, and rare current military stock, and the more common ungunned civilian ships. There is something for everyone in this group. Transport. Ships that transport anything as their primary income method, be that cargo, data, passengers. For the smallest ship carrying a single crate to a massive hulley, these ships are the backbone of the economy, carrying goods in between systems. Exploration. For those ships that go on short and long journeys to distant locations, be it for solo, group, or commercial discovery, there is always a ship to suit all of the explorers' tastes, equipped for a variety of different mission types and often with extra transport options included in the larger ships. Industrial. If gathering items from the verse is your thing, then Industrial is the best group for you, featuring mining, salvage, science, and other similar ships. Anything that gathers a resource from the world is contained within this group, whether it's a physical matter such as mining and salvage, or intercepting, generating data from the environment. Support. Perfect for those that want to be involved in the action, but without shooting everything in sight. So medical, repair, refueling, these are all kind of part of the support group and provide a less combat-orientated approach to group gameplay loops. Competition, almost entirely consisting of ships of racing. This is the group for those that want to go fast with lightweight, agile ships. Great for racing, but lacking the durability for much else. There's also another one in addition to those 6 roles, which is multi-role. So this is ships that at stock are intended or can perform more than one role. Roles. So each ship is given a more defined role after being put into a career group, with the rough idea of the kind of type of gameplay that you can expect in more detail from those roles. So combat ships are broken down at the moment into fighters, interdiction, dropships, bombers, transporter, freight, passengers and data. Exploration are pathfinders, expedition, touring or luxury. The industrial ships are mining, salvage, science and agriculture. Support are medical, refueling, repair and reporting. And competition are racing. Many of the roles will also have prefixes such as light, medium and heavy, but also others to help better differentiate the ships. In the future, they're also aiming at having their own version of a tech tree where you can see the natural progression and upgrade routes between the ships based on what you want them to do and what you want to do with them. They give further explanation of a small selection of these roles as well. The Pathfinders, so these are ships that are small single-seater solo exploration ships, such as the Terrapin, designed for single-person short-term sessions in unknown worlds and reconnaissance in hostile areas with limited duration relative to other exploration ships due to a restriction of supplies, basically, of their storage capacity. There's also the Racers, outfitted with thrusters capable of great speed and agility. These ships excel at racing, but due to their limited or non-existent weapons and ordnance hardpoints, they struggle in combat, best kept on the racing track than in deep space. There's also the passenger transports capable of properly transporting passengers across the verse. These ships are designed to get people from A to B at various price points to the passenger, ranging from the humble Argo transport to the Genesis Starliner. They all do the same job, but some turn a better profit at it than others due to their outfitting. Touring in luxury. The touring role is for ships that at their core are explorers, but want to offer a more luxurious avenue of exploration, traditionally in safer systems compared to other explorers, from dedicated explorer ships with upmarket feels in their interior to larger ships that are more akin to sightseeing vehicles. They all fall under this role. And we'll talk a little bit more about luxury and touring ships as well in a second, because they are kind of multi-role. Interdiction. So this is different from the interdiction that CIG have talked about previously, so don't get confused between the quantum travel, pulling ships out of quantum travel, which I will suppose in the future will now refer to as quantum disruption. So these are much more fighters. So combining the former roles of interceptor and interdictor, the interdiction role are for ships that basically are the first response to combat, designed to get there fast and destroy or hold up the enemy until reinforcements arrive, rather than, as I said earlier, pulling people out of quantum travel. Expedition ships are for multi-crew ships in the exploration category. They're able to support extended explorations with much larger sets of supplies and vehicles and lots of other features. Luxury exploration ships can cover both expedition and or pathfinding, but in a much more luxurious manner. On paper, without visuals, if you compared the 300i and the Aurora LX, for example, they would stack up fairly similar. So one seat, one bed, similar item counts. But in reality, the 300i is a much more luxurious ship. Typically as well, they have more options and frills than the lower end counterparts as well. And it's good to mention that luxury ships are pretty much multi-role ships. Really, CIG have kind of roughly placed them in the luxury touring exploration section, although it's not 100% these are the only roles these ships can do, and luxury is one of those fluffy roles that kind of are multi-role. Over time, additional roles will be introduced and existing roles will be expanded upon and detailed further. These roles are starting points for each of the ships based on their intended design and default loadout. And when we get the ship matrix and the shipyard updates and everything, we will literally be able to see each of these ships talked about in that kind of way, that they are a racer or their exploration ship that's expedition, that sort of stuff. It will all be clearly defined. You're going to be able to improve on the functionality of each of their ships on their intended roles as well, and in some cases ships are going to be able to perform very well outside of the original concepts and boundaries that they have. So you might be able to make a racing hornet or a stealthy buccaneer. And some ships may have their roles changed from their original concept, but not too much. They're just better fitting into their intended role now with a different type of career or role. But it's kind of everything's just been standardized for Item System 2.0. The new ship matrix in the game had to have some form of comparable stats across the board. Careers and roles do not restrict what missions you can do, though. It's up to you to decide the best ship for a mission based on the information provided from the mission giver or mission board. You will be able to take escort missions in an 890 jump if you want, but the difficulty and amount of money that you might gain for that might be heavily affected by that, and it might be, for an escort mission, it might be a better idea to take a Vanguard or a Banu Defender or something like that. This was the first update and info post that I received or saw in a long time that really excited me. The updates to the ship matrix have been and are essential. The idea of getting a load of new information about the ships, having more clearly defined roles, as well as them all being standardized and comparable, is great. And I will keep you up to date with all of the information and the new posts that are coming out over the next few weeks. Capital ships as well will be getting their own post later too, it seems. They're their own beasts rather than a role or a career, really. Also, it looks like snubs and vehicles will be looked at some more detail afterwards as well, or during one of the other posts. The new ship matrix is not linked to the release of Alpha 3.0 as far as schedules go. Each of them will be released as soon as they're ready individually. Every month we give away a ship. For October, it's a Constellation Aquila, Urza Rover, and P-52 Snub Fighter, donated by the lovely Stellar Enterprise, an in-game org for Star Citizen. You can find links to them below if you want to check them out. All you need to do to be in for a chance for winning is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos during the month. Do you have any questions about Alpha 3.0, about the new Shipyard, this the stats and all this sort of stuff that we just talked about, or Star Citizen's development in general, please drop them in the comments below. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, as well as anything else we've talked about, you can find all the links and everything to that below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.